Hey, Crystal Pharaoh here, and today we're going to meditate with a smoky quartz. This is a pitch black smoky quartz which is double terminated. It's got the large single point that comes all the way out on this side, and then on the back side of it, it has these twinned terminations as well. When you look at it closely and the light shimmers on it, you can see these kind of Lemurian style of barcodes. Saying that, it's not a Lemurian crystal. But it's just interesting how that light dances off the faces. Smoky quartz crystals are known for grounding, along with black tourmalines and hematite. But what it's best known for is this transmutation of negative energies. Just like a fan system would suck smoky air out of a room and then filter it before then making clean air that it would put back into the environment or the room, that's what a smoky quartz will do with your energy field as well. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to meditate with this crystal in real time. I'll explain what feelings and sensations are running through my body. I'll have channeled communication where I talk to the crystal and it talks to me, and I'll share that with you in real time. And sometimes I get really interesting visuals which I'll be able to describe and show you with some cinematic AI what I'm seeing. So grab your smoky quartz at home and let's play along. The first thing I like to do connecting with any crystal, because I'm a very visual person, is to first admire the beauty of the crystal. So we've got these beautiful Lemurian-like lines of barcodes all the way along the surface. The crystal's of deep midnight black, so I'm seeing all this frosting really contrast from the crystal. Aesthetically, I would have liked that to be a bit whiter, but it's more of like a grayish brownish kind of colored frosting. I really love that the terminations are twinned at the back, and it's much more highly lustrous on those terminations. And when you look closely, there are some little kind of trigons peppered onto the face, and it's got that real point. So anytime you pick up a crystal like that, or my black tourmaline where it's a wand shape but it's tapered and pointed, that's when we're going to be able to use these crystals and point them at ourselves or point them at someone we're working on. Also, the really cool thing about this is because it's got two terminations on one end and one on the other. Sometimes you might think pointing it that way is going to be most beneficial, but then when you turn it around and point it outwards, especially with a smoky quartz, it might actually pull more energy out of the body. So that could be interesting and useful for you as well. So now that I've connected with the crystal visually, I like to have 3 breaths where I put my energy into the crystal and I visualize pulling the crystal's energy into me, and vice versa for 3 times. So let's go. Already I'm feeling the connection. I've just done a previous meditation with a pyromorphite crystal, so my heart is quite activated already. For a grounding crystal, I'm starting to feel a little bit lightheaded, so that leads me to believe that it wants to go straight up to my head. So I'm going to point that down at my crown and breathe into it. Straight away I'm feeling my head, like my brain center, glowing. Feels like it's doing a lot of work. I imagine kind of like if you got a vacuum and you're cleaning the floor, it's really sucking things up. As I mentioned before, and I'm just going to bring this over to the side here. As I mentioned here before, let's see what happens if I turn the crystal facing out. And wow, straight away the energy is significantly different. When you point it in, it's bringing energy from outside of you in, and when you're pointing it this way, it actually pulls your energy out. Smoky quartz works with that electromagnetic smog, so while it's a crystal you typically associate with your first or root chakra, base chakra, when you put it on your brain, which is highly electromagnetic, I can feel it kind of cleansing a lot of those sort of anxious thoughts and defragmented thoughts out. When you meditate at home, you can spend more time on each chakra, but for the sake of moving along with the video, I'm going to move on to the next one. For some reason, I still feel like pointing it inwards, so let's bring it down the face. Okay, so I've gone past the third eye, not much, but the bridge of my nose Wow, I can feel it at the back of my head. So when it's pointed like a laser, it's going to kind of point all the way through. And now I'm going to transfer it around. So I'm pulling the energy out. And then I feel it coming up and through my head and out. This point is a chakra that's not always talked about. We always talk about the third eye. We always talk about the throat. But right here is one of our most sensitive points. It's, you know, it's our nose. If you think of a dog has a big nose and its ability to sense things, and it's always, you know, it's using that nose sense to sense, and that's why they're able to sort of experience spirits and other things that are happening beyond our apertures of what we can see. So when we develop our nose chakra, it really increases our sensitivity. So yeah, it's just about done there. Pulling it down. I'm just going to come down again once with the laser style. Yeah, it's quite an interesting crystal, because you got to keep turning it in and out so that you can really feel. When I pointed at my chin chakra, it is unwinding back here as well. You've probably seen in previous videos, I do have quite a tense jaw. So straight away, this is relaxing, taking that static energy away and sort of just letting that go. With other crystals, you can ground the energy through your body, but the beautiful thing about the smoky quartz is it actually cleanses and grounds the energy through it, and then it goes and does whatever it needs to do to transmute and get rid of that energy. Okay, let's put it on the throat. Oh, my voice is changing. Going through puberty again. Oh, there we go. Okay, wow. I have to actually physically pull it away from my body. There is a lot to pull out there. So I'm imagining like that ring that goes around my neck. And it's like, initially it was like a little pasta thick ring, and now it's like coming to like the size of a small coin. All right, let's point it away again. Doesn't do anything different. It actually likes it that way. I'm gonna point it a bit more. No, that's good, that's it. So you sort of leave it on the chakra so you can get the messages as you're going, and if you're not really feeling anything, bring it down to the next one. Now while towards the Adam's apple, I wasn't feeling much. Now towards that part here where your rib cage kind of connects, that's where I'm starting to feel something. And yep, turn it inside out. Not inside out, turn it upside down. Oh, I'm really feeling the back of my neck. If you ever get that tension in the back of your neck, a little bit hard to describe the feelings. So the feelings are rushing through my body, and it's like I was saying before, like a vortex, torsioning energy, like a vacuum cleaner that's pulling torsion, spiraling energy out of me. Even though I'm holding it on the front, I'm actually feeling it coming out of the back. Okay, that's done enough on there. Let's bring it down, the heart space. My heart is big, vibrantly open at the moment after shooting the pyromorphite video. You want to check that one out? I'll put the link below. I feel like a really relaxing. I feel like there's not a lot of electromagnetic there. I feel like during the previous meditation before this one, like literally 30 minutes ago, I did a lot of that cleansing around the heart space. So the energy feels clear there. I'm going to spin the crystal around the other way. Definitely has a bit more, but not really much. And it's probably because I already did that previous meditation. So if you're feeling it wants to stay on your heart for longer, go for it. Lower heart. Ooh, solar plexus. Oh, solar plexus. I'm getting a really, it's like, you know, if you're vacuuming the floor and it's just like bits of dust and sand. Now it feels like I'm vacuuming up gravel. I do have a very hyperactive solar plexus, so it feels great to be able to pull some of that electromagnetic smog out of that area. I'm just going to breathe with that for a minute. Wow, I'm getting little involuntary body spasms as I'm doing that. which is good. That's good. When you can feel it physically as well as sort of energetically, you know it's definitely working its magic. Okay, I'm gonna put it back on this side now. Wow, when I point the laser one side, I can instantly feel my brain lighting up with that electromagnetic again, that electricity again. Okay, it's kind of done. I'm gonna move down a little bit. Not much going on in the stomach. When I put it on my sacral, it's actually quite interesting because I'm feeling it in my subtle energy body around my arms. My face is starting to glow a bit. It feels like pointing it at the sacral, it's waking up that sensitivity. Like, you know, if you're touching somebody's skin or lightly caressing them, they have that heightened feeling, like their hair standing up, that sort of feeling. I'm feeling that kind of throughout my body all over. Feels really nice, actually. I'm just gonna spin that around and see what happens on the other side. Wow, when I put this on the other side, it feels like it's pulling a vortex out, not slowly, but just like if you turn on a fan and it goes and it just pulls that smoke out of the area. That's what it feels like. Wow. Oh my God. So how about that? Who would have thought that putting the smoky quartz on your sacral would have such a big impact? Does it have an impact for you? Let me know in the comments. Or which chakra is your smoky quartz resonating with the most? And what that could be an indicator of is, hey, maybe you need to do a little bit more work on that chakra to balance it out with the others. So when I'm getting big on the brain and the pineal, big on the sacral, hey, the first thing I'm thinking of is, why don't I do a meditation with a vanadinite or a crystal, like an orangey, deep, rich red crystal, which will link my sacral with my third eye in my brain. So hey, if you want to see that, leave a comment. I'll do that video next. Wow, okay, I'm bringing it down, 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 down. It really wants to bring the energy up. I'm feeling balanced now. I'm feeling the energy through my legs, through my sacral, all the way up without resistance, up and out the top, over and then back up again. So I really feel like I'm circulating that energy. Feels really good. Now, I normally always at the end of every meditation pick up a black tourmaline to help ground and embody the learnings from that meditation so that I don't have to kind of think about it. It's just a part of my field now. It remembers it. So even though this is grounding crystals, these are both grounding crystals, let's see what happens when I put them both together. What I'm getting is a really deep grounding energy, like I'm seeing all the way down in the core of the earth. So before I was still quite present in the room with you, and this was sort of vacuuming, torsioning, and pulling stuff out of me. When I add the black tourmaline, it's really pulling me underground and taking me more on a kind of guided meditation. Beautiful. I feel really grounded and protected. One of the things I love to do, while it's so cool meditating with one crystal, when you can pull out a complementary crystal, like a smoky quartz and a black tourmaline, you're going to feel the energy, not just 1 + 1 = 2, it's going to be 1 + 1 = 3, 5, 7. It's like exponential power. It just, so have a think with your intuition, or have a feel with your intuition, what crystals would go really well with smoky quartz. Any other crystal in the quartz family, citrine, rose quartz is going to go really well. Any other dark black crystal, grounding earth crystal is going to combine really well. The other thing that works really well with a smoky quartz, rather than a laser wand, which is definitely more for surgical removals of blockages, but if you have more of a cluster or a single piece, if you put that near your computer or your TV, it's going to help to cleanse that energy before it comes into your field. And the only other thing to consider with a black smoky quartz is that you need to cleanse them regularly. So if you do have it sitting near your TV or some electromagnetic force, you know, maybe I'm getting sort of every 2 or 3 weeks to cleanse it, just under some running water, just say clear with your intention, and then put it on the drainer to dry, put it out in the sun, not for too long, put it out in the moon, it would love the moon, and it'll cleanse off, it'll feel more energized for next time. I'm the Crystal Pharaoh, and I believe that crystals open a portal to different realms of frequency, which when we tap into, we can get messages, information, and healings, and that the crystals are here to support us through everything we're going through right now with this huge transition. So get your crystals, meditate, and remember, rock on.